We,
the people of India,
having solemnly resolved
to constitute India
into a sovereign,
socialist,
secular,
democratic,
republic,
and to secure
to all its citizens justice,
social,
economic,
and political liberty,
of thought
expression,
belief, faith,
and worship,
equality,
of status, and of opportunity,
and to promote among them all
fraternity, assuring the dignity
of the individual.
and the unity
and integrity of the nation.
In our Constituent Assembly,
This 26th day of November
1949, do hereby adopt
enact
and give to ourselves
this constitution.
Jai Hind.
I am very proud to be an Indian, and I am very proud about our constitution. I had occasion to study the constitutions of other countries as well, and I have realized that India has produced the best constitution. If only we look at the fate of the constitutions that came into existence in the 1940s after the end of the Second World War. Some of those constitutions were drafted by brilliant men, like Sir Ivor Jennings for Sri Lanka. But every constitution around the world has failed when the Indian constitution has thrived. Take, for example, the Sri Lankan constitution, which was drafted almost at the same time when Indian constitution was drafted. It is no longer the same, and you know what is happening in Sri Lanka. Neither the democracy there nor the people are healthy and happy. Likewise, the Pakistani constitution, it has been dismantled time and again, and repeatedly it has gone into the military dictatorship, which is a terrible failure of the constitution there. We know about the formation of Bangladesh. Bangladesh learnt a very big lesson and has substantially adopted the Indian constitution to remain secular, as a result of which it is able to sustain itself as a democratic country. Myanmar has failed. China has slipped into dictatorship again. Nepal, there is a turmoil. So amidst all these countries, with these neighboring countries repeatedly failing in their constitutional governance, India has thrived and established the constitutional supremacy. Constitution was put to test on several occasions, and I am very happy to tell you that as a law student, I had seen the way the constitution was trampled by Madam Indira Gandhi after the declaration of emergency. I was myself one of those who fought emergency as a part of the JP's movement, which opposed any kind of dictatorship. But thanks to the Indian Constitution, we were able to resurrect democracy successfully, dismantling the dictatorship. So, though Indira Gandhi returned to power, she had learnt a lesson. She had realized her follies, and she realized that Constitution is supreme, and therefore she has to honor the Constitution and never tamper with it. Then came the assassination of Indira Gandhi, at which point of time I fear that the military may play its role in meddling with the political affairs of the country. Thanks to our constitution, we were able to find a successor quickly and put the prime minister in place and restore the governance of the country. Likewise, when there was a genocide of Sikhs, I suspected that constitution may be in peril. That has been addressed, though the wounds of the Sikhs are yet to be duly given justice. Likewise, same thing happened in Gujarat also. In Gujarat, you have seen the kind of the massacre of the minorities, and no justice is done to the victims. No rule of law is restored in Gujarat. There is such a fear psychosis in Gujarat that you can't call peace and tranquility. It is a fear psychosis that prevails in Gujarat. So some of these issues are there, and Constitution has been making its very sincere efforts to sustain the democratic rule and, more importantly, rule of law as distinguished from rule of man. So I salute my Constitution, and repeatedly I am asked a question, in fact, particularly from my leftist friends who want to dismantle the constitutional rule in this country and say Constitution has failed. I give them several examples how the Constitution has been successfully functioning. The average life of a Constitution in the world is 17 years. We have lived for 73 years, is itself a great tribute. It has stood the test of time, it has stood the test of judicial scrutiny, and more importantly, it has held the country together. That is the most important. We are now being told that India is going to be a superpower, it is going to be a Vishwa Guru, etc., etc. What we don't realize is India is already a Vishwa Guru. Not because we have the kind of riches which the developed nations can boast of. Not because we have the military might which the developed countries can boast of. But we are Vishwa Guru because we have a model constitution which other countries are following. More than 20 countries are following our constitutional model, particularly the manner in which a plural society can stay together, unitedly, in one nation. In that behalf, the principles of governance adopted under our constitution to arrest the growth of inequality, particularly inequality based on caste, inequality based on gender, inequality based on religion. We have succeeded in providing an acceptable model to the world. I am particularly happy that Karnataka is the pioneer which contributed to this inclusive growth of a society. Soon after the first census in 1872, we produced the first model roster or model reservation, which enabled socialization of the bureaucracy. And that laid the foundation for the Constitution today to have reservation policy in all walks of life. We have reservation in ensuring Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha gets due share of representatives from scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. We have reservation in services where it provides reservation in favor of women, reservation in favor of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and other backward classes. Then we have reservation in education institutions where socially and educationally backward classes, the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes are given due representation so that their quota or their opportunities are not robbed by the mighty castes. So that is ensured. And more importantly, now the first seed of socialization has been sown in grassroots democracy. After the 73rd and 74th Amendment in the year 1993, we have reservation for women, reservation for scheduled castes, reservation for scheduled tribes, and reservation for backward classes. In all panchayats, there is a three-tier panchayat. At all levels, there is reservation. In membership of these panchayats, there is reservation in the office bearers, namely, if it is a corporation mayor, if it is a municipal, if it is a panchayat, the adhyaksha, the Jilla Panchayat, it is adhyaksha, or Gram Panchayat, it is going to be Gram Panchayat adhyaksha or Gram Panchayat pradhan. Likewise, 74th Amendment provided a similar measure, providing reservation in favor of women, in favor of scheduled castes, in favor of scheduled tribes, and in favor of backward classes. So not only in the membership of the urban local bodies, but also in the office bearers posts like mayors or presidents, vice presidents, etc. So this is a very big achievement that has provided an inclusive growth. And this has become a model for other countries. Nearly 20 countries and more are following our model. Even America, UK, South Africa has gone a step further. Almost all the Southeastern countries, they are following this measure. Even the European countries are now following this principle of inclusive growth, providing gender justice and social justice. The seeds of inclusive growth was first conceived in the then princely state of Mysuru after the first census in the year 1872. Till then it was believed that Brahmins have a huge population and therefore legitimately they are represented well in the services. But after the census it was discovered that Brahmins constitute a minuscule percentage of population in the state and that they have dominated, rather monopolized the entire state services. So the princely state of Mysore first decided, in less than 2 years after the first census, to ensure that there is inclusive bureaucracy by providing the concept of reservation. It started in the police department first, and then it has spread to other this thing. Then we revised it in the year 1885, and then we were still not happy about the results. So a committee under the chairmanship of Justice Leslie Miller was constituted in the year 1918, and its report was implemented in 1921. So what we started as an inclusive growth policy was followed by Kolhapur in 1902, was followed by Madras Presidency. The British government followed it in 1921. Then Bombay Presidency, the British government followed it in 1921. Like that, it spread to all the southern states by providing reservation in favor of backward classes, the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. And the Constitution accepted this model in the year 1950 when it drafted the new Constitution. So I'm extremely happy and proud of our Constitution. And what is very important is every Indian should make Constitution his Bible and follow the constitutional values and practice them, not only in public life but also in their private life.